Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 11.3.2 and the Soviet Union campaign, and we are back in time to before the war started. I did do a little vote a little while ago about what we wanted to do and if we had any thoughts on how we'd prefer things to continue going forwards. And the majority of people seemed interested in maybe going back and giving this another shot. And I lean that in that direction as well. I think we can do, rather than a defensive line on the border, we can see how we could do on a defensive line, kind of on the Stalin line, and see how that performs. So, as you can see, I've set up a relatively robust defensive line, and pre-mobilization, we have about, let's call it 100,000, 2.4, let's call that 900,000, you know, around, so 3.3 million, god, my maths is probably wrong there, and 4.8, so 4.8 million individuals in the field, along with some reinforcements that we are moving back in this direction. In fact, why are they going such a terrible route? Let's make sure that they follow the kind of infrastructure route, because that's a very bad route for them to follow. Yeah, it makes much more sense for them to kind of take the great 60% road. And on paper it might be more, might be slower. But I think in reality, probably not. Alright, so yeah, we've got some units moving back that way. We do have some infantry to guard against a possible Japanese incursion, but probably not required. And the way that we've got things is we've generally got about 4 infantry divisions in every single province. Apart from here, in Denza, and I might need to put a unit in just to kind of secure that. Although the infantry units there are actually fairly decent. We've got mechanized units before in kind of the rear areas to kind of act as an emergency reserve, and in fact we're currently going to take you actually over there and position you a little bit further forward as well. Let's move you down one. Yeah, let's do that like so. We've got to kind of base defenses on where we think they could break through. This is a problem area here. Dargapulis, if they're going to break through anywhere, they're going to break through there. In fact, I mean, they're both plains. I mean, the river crossing is the best place to defend here. And there are some fairly nice defensible locations behind in these marshlands. And in fact, you know what? We'll move some units over there to kind of handle that, like so. So yeah, I think overall we're in a fairly good spot. Now I've got certain little hedgehogs set up here, and these will just act to delay the enemy for a little bit of time. They don't serve any other purpose other than to kind of act as little speed bumps, just to give the Soviets, or sorry, give the Germans a little bit of difficulty. That's going to be the key thing. We've got our bomber force set up and ready to go, and they're going to be logistical bombing. We're going to do all we can to slow down the Germans as quickly as possible. I'm not going to go through our order of battle because, to be honest with you, it's not changed massively from what we were doing before. The only thing I've done is I've reprioritized our production queue, and I've got a load of units that are going to be due out relatively quickly, kind of after things kick in. We're on speed 2. I've played around with our leaders, I believe. Have I got everyone that I want? Yeah, land organization, territorial pride, like all of those modifiers are modifiers that we want. We could go with you, actually, as well, so we will do that. Let's go with that individual as well, just for a little bit more organization. All of those percentages are going to add up and help us. And I'm expecting war any day. Yeah, any day at all, really. The majority of our units have kind of got, like, at least something to hold them in place. So even though on the front, they're of some sort of combat value, even if it's only minor. Okay, and another bloody uprising. Always frustrating. But way outside of our kind of main zone. And I'm not seeing a war. I imagine it's coming soon. And we are going to take this slow. We're not going to rush. We're going to kind of take things as kind of quickly as we can. And yeah, we need to move that unit up and around. How very strange. I believe it should have kicked in by now. The only other thing I might do is, yeah, these transport planes. Just get them connected in as well. And I don't suppose, yeah, there's another really good one there that we can use. Let's give them to the Kharkov military district. Now this will give our units enough time to, there we go, to mobilize. Right, so let's set up all of our laws. So we're going to go on to, do we need service by requirement? The officer recruitment is nice. The resources minus I don't think we need. Let's go total economic mobilization. Already on heavy industry emphasis. And then conscription law-wise, do we need to do anything else? You know, extended conscription for the 60% manpower wouldn't be terrible. So we will do that. Let's get that manpower ticking on up. And then, yeah, we can immediately start thinking about building some additional units. So, we should be mobilized. We are. Perfect. We could even create some puppets if we want to be really a pain in the ass, but we're not going to do that. We've got 150 odd IC, and I'm tempted to build a lot of, like, infantry. Relatively basic and relatively bog standard. Not battalion. Nope. Like, let's get, yeah, some of you. How quick do you build? So 105 days, that's good. Can we give them anything kind of interesting? So 95 days is not long for an infantry tank, so I say we do that. We give it mixed support. Let's give it some, yeah, infantry quarters. And then we need a decent little bit of armor. Anything that's not that soft, that is fairly inexpensive. So 324 for the civilian or 364. Probably want to go for the truck transport. Okay, and then we've got two things left. So anti-tank against the Germans is going to be a big win. I'm tempted to get the heavy AA as well. And kind of make these into a relatively... Do we need that? Do we need a quicker unit? Light vehicle might be better. Yeah. Okay, we'll give them these. And we can get 10 of them. Let's get 10 of them. It took 220 days to build. So October 41, and then we're also going to build when like our modifier and things come in. You know what? We're going to put them underneath the IC. The IC, we can probably take some of the priority away from that. We've got one hell of a production size. Okay, perfect. Right, so redirect our manpower, and we're going to get more factory workers. That's a big win for us. We're going to click the home front, and we're going to get that. We've got for the motherland. We can industry fine-tune. And the Soviet people, small civilian fleet, requisition civilian shipping, and the Soviet people. United, we strong. Keep them in the factories, which gives us 10 LEC, which, eh. And I think we're going to do the United, we're strong, and get some additional units. Nothing wrong with emergency units, and let's prepare the industry evacuation and then move it. So whatever reason, these events don't disappear for me, and I don't know why, but it's something odd. Okay, and I don't mind giving these guys old guards, because I'm not necessarily wanting them to do much other than dig in. Dig in and hold the line. Now, the one good thing about Old Guards is you get defense plus 10, fort defense plus 5, and dig in bonus plus 15. So, for these units that are not particularly mobile, an Old Guard commander isn't the worst thing in the world for the kind of bonuses that you're going to be receiving. And they also get out of our unit kind of breakdown for when we actually want to pick up some people that are useful. Urigamov. And then you throw that in with these little bonuses they get from being Soviet commanders, and, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Right, so next up we're going to get defensive commanders. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Next up, we're going to build up just a tiny bit of, like, HQs for these guys. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then working from the bottom up. Perfect. And then all of you will be given a command as well. And we don't have any kind of higher level dudes left, but we do have a bunch of logistic commanders. These guys shouldn't take a huge amount of logistic requirements, but we will slim it down somewhat where we can. And then the 16th Army, which I really want to give to Army Group North if I can. We've got logistics and kind of... No, we don't. But what I want to do is I want to give these guys up to the Leningrad front. Perfect. And we're going to move them kind of northwards. I think I'm most concerned about the north because it should be our kind of main contact point. Okay, let's put time forwards. So they're going to move in. Romania has declared war. Now, can we request Lend-Lease to the United States? We can. Perfect. I don't suppose the UK, you guys want to... well, we'll ask anyway. Now, well. You win some, you lose some. Okay, perfect. So, we can move a little bit more out of our diplomacy and things. Now, the only other thing we can do is we've got some coup points that we can kind of hold. Now, we don't need to coup Sweden because I'm pretty sure they've got yet the Communist Party in control. So, they're already kind of moving towards us. But we've got some coup points elsewhere. Let's try and get a coup on Mexico. Let's try and get one on Iran. And let's try and get one on Turkey. So we've got a fail. We've got a win on Iran, so that's good. At least Iran will be with us. Yeah, and let's drop our requirements down a little bit whilst we reinforce. Now, we've not lost a single province yet. When the first one comes, we will zoom in on it. And what are we lacking? Supplies and fuel. Well, that's okay. We'll handle that. And we also want to get rid of that dissent pretty pronto-ish. So, you know what? We're going to drop the production queue to a 0 at the moment. Just for a second, just to get rid of that dissent. Right. Zambrano and Tremasil. So I'm not too worried about Tremasil, and I'm not too worried about Zambrano. I'm more worried about up here in the north. So we've got some marshlands. famous tank battle happened here in the fairly early months of the war. Okay, so that might be worth slowing down. So let's take... If we got any mediums or anything nearby... No, we don't. Not currently. Again, not too worried about that one. I want to concentrate on slowing down... There we go, so... Torrange. Don't think I've pronounced that correctly. Let's start a little bit of logistical bombing there. And let's do the same with these units here. And have we got any others we can call upon? Yeah, we can call upon you. Let's send them out. And Hungary has declared war on us as well, so everyone's slowly getting involved. Ugastau, you know what? We'll take that. We can do a little bit of damage with that. Let's take this unit here and do a little bit of logistical bombing with them. And specifically up here is where I want to target the majority of my logistical bombing at first. Okay, so Jarrow, Lappy, so 31% IC efficiency is pretty damn good. And can we be any more efficient with anything? So, yeah, we're good on these. Extra wide tan tracks we don't need to be doing. Medium, assault guns, infantry, like that all seems fine. That's another 2 leadership there that we've managed to hold up together. So, Karen Bataille, yeah, I definitely want to target you. And to do that... where's all of my other... Andrea. Okay, well, I'm not too worried about that. Let's get Karen Bataille going. Let's do that one there. And then with... So, ground attack. Yeah, we don't want to be doing ground attack. We just want to be doing a little bit of logistical bombing. And we're not overly worried about, you know, the additional kind of spec. Now, yeah, there we go. We've got another unit here that we need to get in. Okay, so they've got some heavy AA. Let's give them artillery as well. And then let's move these guys down to keep on going. We're giving you a divisional HQ here. I would say that's probably a good idea. We could probably move you up actually into that one position. Just to provide a little bit of support. Just a road in. So yeah, you're being bombed. You're being slowed down. And yeah, let's also just funnel a little bit more into logistical bombing here as well. Yeah, and don't mind if I'm like... Down in the south, it's going to take a little bit of time. That's just the way things are going to be. Cahul. Right, so we can actually do a little bit of jobs over here. So, what we can do is, in this part of the world, we can do a little bit of logistical bombing there. Just to slow them a tiny bit. And what I'm also tempted to do is actually move up this unit of interceptors. And I'm sure the Kirov is going to be due out relatively soon. It is. Can you finish up? 33, yep. Okay, perfect. So, these two here are already being bombed. You were in the Finland war, so let's do a little bit of work with these. Yep, so you're attacking there. You're good to go. Yep, you're attacking Hitola once as well. Let's do a little bit of logistical bombing there. And the same thing over here as well. Okay. Perfect. This is what I like. Like, we're just gonna do little things to kind of slow down the advance. So we got the first kind of sacrifice homeland mission, which we're going to do. And victims are indeed inevitable. And I feel like the movements are coming along quite nicely. And Revitas. So let's try and do a little bit of logistical bombing here. And yeah, if we kind of check this out, we can see that we are slowing down their advance a little bit every day where we're doing this. Now, what we could also do is we could just try and destroy the roads. Okay, we've got low popularity, which isn't great. Experimental nuclear reactor. Well, worse things there. Now, what that does mean is that we can build, probably once the tech kind of launches, we can build a couple of things off the back of that. Let's get rid of this descent. Let's really look to aim to kind of move past and do as much damage as we can. And Marion put right, so that's now the kind of most forward of their advance. Now we have some units here that are now just in range for logistical bombing, which is good. Okay. And the need to attack Tourange might have subsided somewhat. Let's do a little bit of logistical bombing over here now, because this one's pretty knackered. And we can probably move you forwards to attack there. We've got any other logistical bombers or mediums that are good to go. You're resting. You're not in range yet. Probably want to move you guys up a tiny bit, actually. Let's move you up. And let's move you up as well. Let's get some of these units just a little bit further forward so that we can use them proactively. So Solokola, fine with that. This is slowing down the enemy somewhat. Still no major kind of events for anything. Sambor, Krasny. It's been 2 days. Palangna. Yeah. Palangna. Yeah, okay. So where are you attacking at the moment? So let's give these guys a little bit of a logistical hug. And let's give these over here a little bit of a logistical hug as well. Good. Now, we're not really being bombed or intercepted. So, this kind of tactic is working. Let's now redevelop these efforts and kind of send them over to here as well. And then let's try and... where have you got range to? Alright, here. Okay, so next time round you'll be able to get there. Can you get here? Ooh, just barely for you. So you're not far off. That's fine. Right, we're being attacked in Kuznas. First major battle. We have Mr. Zakharov, MV, who will be our Grand Martyr. The Luftland division is not what you want attacking. And in fact, they've already... That's good. That's really solid performance there. So you're heading in. We're waiting for you to finish moving up. You guys are in a good position. Okay, and we just got a load of IC freed up. So, 88. Let's start putting things back into production. Okay, and then... So that's pretty much an infrastructure dead zone in both of those provinces at the moment. We move up our carpet bombing campaign. So attacking here, attacking there. Let's go for you to attack here. Let the grand carpet bombing commence. Now we want these to follow kind of our units as we go. Now the only other thing that I might consider doing is moving up an additional tank unit into here, because these units are going to be immediately kind of under threat. So let's start digging in a little bit more. Plunge. Right, so you're kind of good to go. You're okay. So who's attacking? Right, so we're going to attack you now with both of these. Let's go. And let's do a little bit of logistical bombing on both of these. Okay, and how is this battle going? We're well dug in. The tanks are very strong and difficult for us to deal with, but we've got anti-tank and heavy AA in defensive positions here. This should be relatively good for us to deal with. Okay, and then let's move you over on that kind of axis there. Can I destroy roads here? Kind of wish I had some covert op points to do that. But, you know, the bombers are doing the job of that anyway. Right, officer recruitment program, perfect. So that is a major win for us. That's, like, amazingly useful. So that's going to get us a lot of bonuses. Okay, and you're losing yet 42 a day. Like this. So yeah, our concentration on kind of this northern wing to slow it down is doing decent justice for us. Landstedt, okay. And anything else, like units wise? Probably want to try, if we can, and slow this unit down here now. Okay, so just under 1 week, and they're making, you know, solid gains, but they've only made 68 kilometers in the first 5 days. So it's less than 10 kilometers a day as it stands. From these starting off points, 92, so not that great. We've got the province of Gronno now, right, so from Gronno and Ultas, let us do logistical bombing. And yeah, there's Martian plains over here as well. So Gronno is already a slow province. Bit of logistical bombing in Ultas will also kind of cause problems. Right, so Razanai. Let's logistical bomb here. And let's also get it over here as well. Mosti, Rosentin, Jano, Dola. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Very good. And then you're kind of already handling this a little bit. Let's give a little bit more over there. Now, Soviet defense stiffens. When do we get the first one? Not for a little bit of time yet. So, Homo, Ripki, Vilno, Riga. Okay. So, Kausnus, Vilno, or Riga. Well, they're a fair distance away from being able to claim any of those. Okay, and then we've got 100 more IC kind of hanging around now. To which I say, let's do a slightly lighter version with rocket artillery and build a further set of them. Beautiful. Okay, good, good. Definitely slowing all of this down. We could probably think about getting these wings sorted as well now. We're being bombed in that one spot, but honestly, not to be worried about. Okay, so Vinud. We can now move these guys up one that were attacking there. And the same thing with these. Let's get them over there. And let's get these guys also up one. Perfect. Now, up in the far north... Aha! Well done, Finland. Look at you go. That's what I like to see. Let's do a little bit of a bombing work over here. We're just going to do standard bombing work, though, over here. We can make definitive progress in this part of the world if we're careful. Perfect. Let's go. Okay, that's what we want to take out now. There's this bit over here. Let's do the damage and This amount of bombing is going to rapidly decrease progress. Right, Soviet defense stiffens. So, we must have lost one of our important kind of victory provinces. Let's immediately hit this button and get it going. Now, are you guys moving around? You are. Good, good. This is what we like to see. You're about 1/4 of the way there already. Good. And how about these fine gentlemen that are now moving in a more intelligent route around? So yeah, you're moving quite quickly as well, so that's good. Okay. Now, yeah, I want to bomb the hell out of the leader, to be honest with you. That would be a pretty useful job. They're moving into some kind of infrastructure dead zones now. And I don't want to export manganese at the moment. These are now somewhat towards the front of our... yeah, let's set that up to do the whole thing. And the same thing over here. And you... Let's do a little bit of logistical bombing in a grouping over here. And over here as well. Let's set the whole lot going. And that's a further 31 that's safe. And let's put another 5 infantry units in the production queue. That's good. Okay, and this bombing looks like it's going pretty good. Let's specifically bomb here with you. That's actually a fairly high infrastructure area that we need to deal with. In fact, we're going to concentrate directly on this. And yeah, let's start doing a little bit of logistical bombing over here as well. Okay, so we've lost the Battle of Cowsness, which is a bit of a shame, but they're going to funnel a lot of units into it, which means that what we can start doing in a second is, if we're careful, we can destroy the roads. Nope. Right, there's the leader that got taken. That's fine. We can accept that for now. We want you guys to kind of head in at this point. Come on, take it. Right, there we go. Right, now we want you guys to start doing a proper logistical bombing run over here. Because we're going to have a whole bunch of units all going in the same direction. So these are all burnt to hell, which is good. There's a load of horrible infrastructure zones over there, and we can immediately get the Soviet defense stiffens one again. Along with punish the enemy. So that's going to do scorched earth, and I believe... that... Oh, sorry, the sound went a bit funny there. I believe that with that event, we should start to see some positive benefits to a few things. Or is it the third one? Talalin... Pskov, Novgorod. We don't want them to get that far. Ripki. Where's Ripki? Yeah, so I don't want to take there. Like, we need, like, a province that's on the approaches to Kiev that isn't in Kiev. That's it. Start bombing, yeah, over here. Start doing some damage there. And so you're attacking here now. Let's make sure that you get there. Perfect. We've slowed these guys down to a crawl. Okay, so it's mainly fuel that we're lacking at the moment, but we can handle that. And how goes the if we get an air intercept mission going, how goes the beautiful Odessa front? Well, they're not trying to make a move by the looks of it, which is good. Now, we've won the Battle of Kirkens. And looks like we are bombing the hell out of them up here in the north. That's 1, 2, 3, 9. That's 9 units over there, plus another 3 over there. That's a sizable contingent. Right, so there's Cowsness. Let's get logistical bombing going on over here. And they're not really intercepting us at the moment as it stands. It's interesting that the AI doesn't perceive this as a threat. The kind of general slowdown of their advance. Right, let's get this bit of logistical bombing going on here. We definitely don't need to be attacking there. I kind of want to concentrate a little bit more on these ones. Okay, so we've lost the battle at Plomiak, but to be honest with you, we only have to get in, like, and hold it. That's the key thing. There's an immediate counterattack coming from the Germans. A hasty counterattack, probably. Okay, right, let's get... They're moving slightly faster than we can kind of bomb the supply lines now, which is a little bit of a shame, but it's okay. It's not terrible. Terrible. Kind of, yeah, there we go. Jonkis, right, take you. Alright, and then did we get any additional bonuses? So 20 leadership. I don't suppose that these are slightly better, are they? 21. 17. No. None of those are particularly great. Oh well. Alright, let's get a little bit more logistical going over here with this group. I'm happy to let them kind of join in now. Let's keep that bit of pressure going there. Do we think that this is having a positive kind of aim? I would say this is doing what we wanted it to do. And then, yeah, Krievi, like, the supply in that part of the world, it never goes well. It's really strange. And Polon, sure, why not? Vise. Yeah, so they're entering kind of the infrastructure problem over here, which is good. And yeah, we're gonna move up some. We're going to move up a little bit of support into this part of the world. In fact, yeah, we'll move you that way. And we'll move some tank divisions a little bit further north. And we'll move the actual motorized army group that way a little bit as well. And how are you guys doing? You're coming along, you know, this is fairly quick. Okay, and we can stop probably bombing this one. I'll take a level 3 level of infrastructure, that's not terrible. So you're slightly bombed out, you're slightly bombed out, you're definitely bombed out. Let's concentrate a little bit more over here. Do we think we're causing major supply problems? Now, hopefully... a tiny bit of luck, right, so I can see that there is a battle going on over here. So we're really dug in here. The 4th Corps is a proper defensive corps, like the one that we had in Vilno. They should easily beat that back. Okay, are you going for that one there? You are. Let's quickly change targets a little bit. Okay, and we can be a little bit more selective now of our targets. You should not be attacking over there. You should be doing wonders over in this part of the world. Okay, so there goes the German-Soviet commercial agreement. Guards cavalry, guards motorized. Right, so Kirov plants. We've lost like a load of things. Supplies, I think we can probably say that we don't need to do that at the moment. Should have probably kept that event around actually, but more stuff will spawn soon enough. So you're at level 1, you're at level 1. Those supply problems coming to haunt you. Germany. I'm happy to destroy our own railroads. More than happy to do so. Okay, so this SS division is moving a little bit too quickly for my liking, to be honest. Let's bomb it into oblivion. And, okay, so we've got a couple of units coming in together. Infantry division's at 123%, so slightly better combat effectiveness than the other, but Tamaruchi here is not a crappy commander. Alright, let's concentrate on the approaches now. They have reached kind of our main line. Now, I'm assuming you guys have only been able to dig in yet for 5 days, so not that long, to be honest. Okay, that bit of work is doing well. And as is this over here as well. Right, so... okay, so they've taken a little bit of a hammering, but nothing crazy. And let's keep that logistical attack going. We want one victory over here. Just one. The Guards Armor Brigade, Guards Infantry Brigade, expand our research centers, sure. We'll go for the low yield. Major development in nuclear technology, coal rationing, plant. And do we need to save coal? We are actually losing a fair amount of coal at the moment. Let's just give ourselves a little bit of a coal benefit. If we can. And let's pump 100 into it. It's not much descent, but it's a little bit. And hopefully we can use a couple of other things to get rid of it fairly quickly. And, another garrison unit. Let's give it a commander. No, not 14th Army. Let's give it to 17th Corps. That'll do. Just get it into the order of battle. And 12 a day we're going to lose. So yeah, you're stuffed there. And kind of blocking these guys with our hedgehog point over there. Okay. Well, if they're going to attack with only like singular units and stuff, then that's going to make our day a hell of a lot easier. And, yeah, let's give a little bit more logistical work over here. Now, the Slovakian division and that Kampfgruppen have no chance of breaking through here against these units, and we're up to 6 days of digging in. That's good. And sure, if you want to just give us metal, we will take it. Right, let's bring that one forwards a tiny bit as well, that medium bomber. And it looks like we've got some Finns coming down towards to help us, which, look, it's greatly appreciated, but they may not even need to do that. Right, let's keep that logistical bombing going there. And Kloss's unit looks like it's about to be completely made combat ineffective. So, Stavka, Guards Katusha, Officer Recruitment Program, boom! 200,000 officers and a free national unity. Let's take... I don't think we need either of these. Let's say no to both of them, which jumps our descent away, which is good. And then we can pump a little bit into supplies. And then we've got the assault guns and the Kirov. Which is good. And then we can give you over to these guys. So that when the attack at Odessa comes, we can give a little bit of naval support. And then we've got, yet another unit over here that we can give over to the Tallinn Corps. Good. Okay, so it's taking them 2 weeks to get kind of towards our front lines. And we've got the Stavka. Good. Now that's another unit. Now the U unit. We want to attach in. Good. And then, we want to probably put engineer artillery, or no, AA. Give them an AA. And then you, we can just move. That's perfect for them, just to give a little bit of extra oomph. So gaseous diffusion, medium armor, all of those are good things. Up to 108% on the national unity modifiers. And, okay, our first major battle. So, no real combat experience, but 3 a day is pretty good going. Using any organization? Not really, 16... plays 81. That's pretty good going. Right, so what we can do now is we can put our efforts towards logistical bombing now in these provinces here that surround Riga. It's going to take them a good amount of time to kind of re-establish their front lines of communication if we bomb everything to hell like we've been doing. So this is a real mess for them to deal with. And yeah, let's do a little bit of work over here at this one as well, just to kind of really put the nail in the coffin. Okay, and how ready are these guys? 21. Well, it's slightly improved. They're getting there. Alright, Spanish Red Brigades. Okay, Guards Paratroopers, 18 tank factories, 27 labs, and medium armor designs improvements. So, yeah, we've got some militia. And we probably want to attach them to the... not the 11th Army over there. You were the 16th Army, right? And let's give them some... maybe not good commanders, but let's give them some decent level commanders at least. And we're coming up to the end of an episode here. And yeah, we'll just give a Order of the Red Banner guy to finish it up. Right, so you fine gentlemen. We're going to want you into kind of this part of the world as well. And, okay, so they've reached our kind of joint hedgehog wall at Minsk. I don't give them much hope of breaching that, but we'll see. And we'll have completely wrecked a division here. That motorized unit is not combat effective anymore. And this unit, for a 0.6 loss in organization, will make an SS unit completely untenable as well, by the looks of it. Which is good. So it looks like our logistical bombing campaign in the far north has kind of done its job. Some more, okay, so we've got some proper units coming in now. We're going to try and surround this one a little bit. Slow it down if we can. Okay, and there's a single mountain division that's kind of ploughing ahead, but not concerned. Now, these units are heavily dug in. I'm not sure how effective these are. Yeah, these are proper defense units, and so are these, so that's good. I would love, absolutely love, for that unit to shatter. It would mean the world to me if we could get one unit to retreat. And I feel like we can achieve that. Okay, so Von Foma is attacking against Beruskov, who is an urban battle specialist, who should be more than a match. major losses yet. And a relatively easy victory over here. And, okay, we are losing, you know, a few units, but we're making this 25th Infantry Division combat ineffective. And we've won the battle of Dugapils. That is very good news. Okay, so August 8th for those militia units, so about 1 month away. And how far off are you? You're not actually that far at all, to be honest with you. You're pretty close by. So, it's July 6th. At the moment, I would say we're doing fairly well. We're beating back a few units in a couple of different spots. Hello, Maya, a Waffen SS General. Well, you're about to run straight into Riga, I'm afraid. And it's not going to be fun for you. The loss of Vilno is going to hurt, I will admit. But so far, we've not really lost any actual Soviet land. Like Belarusia, a little bit of Lithuania, some Poland. But so far, relatively so good. They are reaching our line over here. In fact, the Greater Deutschland is about to reach Kiev. It'd be interesting to see how much of an impact that has. Okay, Salahorsk is taking a little bit of a battering. We have Vlasov here as a sacrificial lamb. He betrayed the mighty Soviet nation back in World War II. And these units don't have anywhere near the same amount of strength as some of the others for dealing with a Panzer division. So, I would take an over 2-to-1 kill-to-death ratio. We held up 162,000 troops with 56,000 and caused double casualties. So, that's not bad. Now, the attack of Vilna at Kiev. So 779 is our modifier. I'll take that. Absolute filth. And they are not moving on Odessa. Yeah, that's some filthy effectiveness modifiers that this guy's providing here. We are... Kiev is not falling without a fight. So there goes Vilno. Now, Vilno will have a lot of troops kind of in its area. Let's do a little bit of logistical bombing here. Let's do a little bit here. Let's do a little bit in Vilno, just to kind of hold it back. So you're good there, you're good there. You're a little bit less so. Okay, so starting to take a few minor losses here. But if we can get this unit to kind of back out of the battle, that will help substantially as well. Perfect. That Slovakian division, I would say, is not going to be particularly good at combat. That infantry division not looking too good either, so that's good. Let's do a little bit of logistical bombing over here with these guys. Okay. Keeping a moderate handle on things. And, yeah, concentrating our troops rather effectively kind of in this part of the world, which is good. Okay, so that was a bit of a shame to lose that battle. But what we're going to do is we are going to rush up some additional reinforcements, including another motorized unit. And then we're immediately going to pull these guys forward to dig in, directly behind. Let's send them in. We do outnumber our enemy over here. And, yeah, the supply lines aren't yet fixed, which is very nice. This is all good. Another garrison unit. Trying to think of where best I'd want to position these guys. You know what? In Hummel. That makes a little bit of sense. Chuck in a decent defensive commander. Happy days. Right, so... yeah, they've moved up to there, but, you know, still no immediate problems. The Slovakian division is taking a little bit of a hammering. Marlin. Okay, that's fine. Malinovsky, or however we want to pronounce it, is going to make the Greater Deutschland combat ineffective. And I'm going to call it an episode here. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We are up to July 9th, so we are about a week away-ish from kind of the start of when Barbarossa began. And the Germans are doing well, but they haven't taken Odessa. They haven't taken Kiev. They haven't taken Minsk, they haven't taken Salenhorsk, and they haven't taken Riga. So we've got fairly decent defensive positions on all of those fronts, and we've got reinforcements on the way, which is good. So hopefully, if we can move them into kind of this part of the world, maybe, just to act as an additional kind of defensive grouping, that would not be a completely terrible idea. So, thank you very much for watching this episode. I look forward to seeing the next episode of Hearts of Iron 3. Thanks again. Bye-bye.